Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Now, these are the customization ones that generally, like one set, you don't, use it often, any editing. One time you set it up, that's it. Then you will never, go to this manual called customization unless some major change is required, because generally this is being used by people every day. And nobody would like to make frequent changes on this kind of thing when users are using it on day to day. Now this would be very important inside the other customization others, because a lot of options are there. I will go one by one. One is about user account. By default, it will be personal information managed in Okta. Password is managed in Okta. Here, if you go and edit, you can choose this personal information. You want to get it managed by Okta. Here you can put it users will know who manages the personal information. But we should keep it as October. Never change it. If it's, unless you are not directed to do. Then second is password. Never changing password. This is if you are using AD, then you can put a custom message here like your password is being managed by AD. Please do that, but generally that won't come because we have password, delegated authentication. Through that, like if you change password enough, it will be changed in AD as well. Never edit this too. Then if you have any, organizational level, if you have any requirement to change the languages, then you can change it. But again, this should not be changed. Otherwise, you will be like, people will not be happy. But keep it always in English. Until and unless your entire company, let's say in a European region, and everybody is familiar and fine with this one, then it's different thing. But I will tell you that if user wants in a different language here, they will be able to change their language. I am a little bit familiar with Sangha. Now, when I will be on the home page, you will be able to see. This is Swedish language. Out of like 1,000 people, if 5 to 10 people say, hey, I want to, change my language, then create one time this. What do you say? Kind of article how you can do that. And if you are in US, many people will, like maybe they wanted Spanish. You can hear Spanish will be there. You can do that. Entire organization. Never change it. Keep it in English only because that will be easy for the customer support engineer of Okta as well. Then sign in page here. If you want to put anything label, you can change those labels. Password, input it. You can put it that. Here you can put help, you, all and all stuff. What was the setting? What setting are you under again? Or other customizations? Never mind. Customization others. That way you can, put it if it's required. And you can put other links as well. And where we were. Optional user account field if you want to put it, but leave it as it is. Don't you know about this one? This one is improved one. This one is important. Okay, user communication. If you select this checkbox, Okta will not send any messages to your users inside the org. That's good to know. It's good to know, right? What will happen? Sometimes they will. You know they'll be doing some big event or some marketing stuff. They occasionally may send it to the end users directly because they will have email addresses. But if you do this checkbox, then they will not be able to send it. And this is important. Deep provisioning workflow. I told you about scheme, right? SE version. If you enable this one, then it will automatically generate task here when users are, unassigned or users are deactivated. When enabled, the deep will automatically generate task. The email will be generated. You will be able to see that. You need to do something if it is not done. And one more thing. JT provisioning. That deep provisioning is like if it needs to be deep provisioned from another form like yes. And this is JT provisioning. If you have Okta as a source, Active Directory as a source, and if you enable this one, then when user will first time sign in into Okta, their credentials will be, their account will be created. This is also keep it as enabled. If Okta is being used for, I don't know if it's being used for working day or Active Directory. Active Directory is. And when a user sign into their computer, thank you, man. When a user sign into the computer, it will automatically create their AD account. It will create Okta account. It will create Okta account if you log in through this one. Let's say AD you have account, but Okta you don't have. If JT is there just in time provisioning, what it does is when you sign in, it will take the details and create the account. This is browser plugin. Have you seen this plugin or no? Oh yes, I think I actually have it on mine. It is setting related to that. It should be enabled for everyone. And if they're using another Okta, it will work. Sounds good. Then this setting comes, which is very important. You should never enable this one. Never enable. Why not? Because here they will see. And enabling this setting can make your Okta out of applicable to clickjacking attack. Instead, configuring Trusted Origin to securely enable Okta resource in an iPhone. Here they are giving a warning, like this kind of attacks can happen. That's why I never enabled it. Got. Then this is re-authentication setting. You saw right. I was able to edit the language and all. Till what time I should be. Finding to change my settings by the 5 or 15. Keep it the minimum. Here is the display options. The logo URL home footer enabled. Onboarding screen enabled. Home footer enabled means it will show powered by Okta. If you disable it, that is. Here still it is there. Maybe due to this one. My phone is not the paid one. That is the reason. Maybe it is not removing this footer. Otherwise you can, remove it. But anyway, if you keep it, then also it's fine. This is the loading animation. If you want to disable it, when do you know? When they are signing into Okta, there is one animation is there. Like this one. No, it doesn't. It didn't show. There is one, if there is loading something. It will show you some animation. If you want to disable that, then you can use this. And these are for application access error pages. Like whenever user will get an error, either you can have default of page or you can use the custom page. But the recommendation is use the default page. Then only you will be able to troubleshoot when user will be having some problem. Recently used app users will be able to see their recent app. This also keep it tenable. I guess nothing major in this one apart from the personal information and stuff. And the language one. Now let's move to application. Have you, integrated the apps? Any OpenID apps or no? Only SAML. Only SAML. I have only OpenID. No issue. I will just show you. If you click on OpenID, then there will be 3 options. Web app, single page app or native app like mobile. What does OpenID mean? Like what does it stand for? What does OpenID mean? What does it stand for? OpenID is basically OpenID Connect protocol which is built on top of OAuth. Maybe not this one. This one you should be reading. Basically, have you ever signed in any other apps via Google? Like I can log into another app with my Google ID. When for example, this is where we are going to log in here. You see, right? Continue with Google or continue with Apple. That's open. This is open. ID basically in a limit. What will happen when you go to this one? You will authenticate with Google. After you authenticate with Google Notion, we'll ask Google, hey, can I get following from you? First name, last name, email address, agent city. Google will say ask the person who has the account. What will happen? It will prompt you. Google will prompt you. Hey, Notion is asking for this. Shall I give it? You say yes. Google will pass it to Notion and you will be logged into Notion. This is very basic. It's a very deep, then you know what you think. But this is how OIDC works. That like one will be resource owner and one will be service provider. In this case is a survey of resource owner. Whatever app you will create. Based on the token, it will get the certain details from Okta. Let's say user's name, employee ID, email department and all that stuff. And based on that, they will do certain stuff in the application. And OIDC is mostly used in this mobile app and a single page app. Gotcha! When you are integrating as an Okta admin, you have to ask developer what type of application you have. Maybe you can send this screenshot also. Web application, single page or native. They will immediately tell single page or web. Based on that, you will be able to go to next. And here anyway, simple, you can put any name that they tell. Logo, you have to put it yourself, otherwise it will come like this. Then the grant type that you will have to ask. Here if you go, a detailed documentation is there. What type of grant are there? It's a bit, clumsy. If you don't know, at least check everything. If you completely don't know, gotcha. Here you will have to put sign in, redirect URL. That will be given by developer. Sign out URL DRI optional. That also will be given by developer. If they want to put a trusted origin, then they will provide you. Put it here. Assignments, they are asking it, but you can skip it. This is created. Here client authentication either via client secret or public key private key. Generally do it client secret only. Then what will happen? You have to give developer this client ID and this secret separately. And then they will configure it in their own application. And if you choose this public key, private key, then you will have to say public key in Okta. And you will have to add the keys. But this is kind of, I have not done far and I will not recommend you to do also. Stick with this client certificate. When I am working with the developer will use it most likely more than likely be working within the organization with us. Yes? That will be internal developers only most of the time. And if they require, you can click on this PKC as additional verification, but if only developer asks. Because this is kind of, separate long topic and it is morally kind of, if you have a live app that to integrate, then it is better to showcase you. But generally, in ADC side, our role is bit limited. But troubleshooting needs to be done. We will have to do that. You can put some user content and stuff for that. And here is the important thing that I will show you. Login initiated. If it is app, only then what will happen? You will not see it in Okta dashboard. This app you will not see here. But if you put either Okta or app, then select this one and save. It will not allow. Because you will have to put something. I see we have to put a URL. Then only it will allow. Then you are fine. Somebody. Then only user will be here. Gotcha bird. Sometimes what happens? That developer does not ask to do this because sometimes they are just doing some internal functionality. It depends on the developer how they want. And here you can put, you can ask them whether you want to send ID token directly to app. Or you just want to IDC compliant, probably keep this one only login. Don't go in this one because it will be more, problematic. And here you will see sign on option. The token credentials rotation is always should be automatic. They will need this audience. Maybe you will have to give it and they will need issuer. This is important one. The developer will need this. Generally, I would suggest to put off the URL as a developer. By default, http word.yourdomain.okta.art. Here you can put claim, group claims and all. Here it will show issuer is of the URL. API scope. If they want something else, then you can grant it from here. But that only if you know it is. Otherwise, don't touch it. This was pretty much application. And one more last thing, I will take it. If you have time, 5-10 minutes. Do you know anything about self-service? Oh, little bit? You can enlighten me, please. There is one thing called self-service. For an example, you have application. Let's say this SpaceX application you have. Now, you want it like you don't want. Like each time people go to service desk or to you and ask for approval. You check with someone else whether we should approve it or not. What you can do is you can enable self-service. Maybe let me remove it. I'm sorry. Here you will see self-service. And it allows users to request that. You want any description? No contractor. Approval. First approval is this guy. Second, you can work with whatever it is. It should be approved in 1 week. If request expires, send email to requester and approver. Now, and that is set on the group itself. Now you will have to, click on this one. Then only you will be able to do it for each app. Allow users to add org, manage map and all that stuff. For an end user, what will happen? You see here. We all see. Please approve. Once I request this, the approver will have task here. Let's say I keep myself as approver, which is not ideal scenario, but oh, that's something new. I didn't know that. Prove. Here approver will have a button called task. I got. If I press and approve, user will be, directly assigned to that particular app. It varies on app to app. Yes. That's something I didn't know. That definitely something new. What you can do is, as a to make the customers end users happy. Few apps that are frequently requested to service desk. Just make a list, like let's say this 5 apps. They are like being requested a lot of time. Configure the self-service ones. Configure the approval. That's it. Everybody should request it. From that approving of that, they are automatically. It's close. And I have to sit And I set all that up on the set. Service, I set all that up first. I'm setting it up on this self-service when I want to do it for the app or I'm going on the application. It's like self-service and I set it up. You should be doing it for each and every application. It is not like Henry. You will have to go to each and every application and then you will have to select here and then. That's And first you will have to enable it from here. If you enable this option, allow users to add or manage that, then only you will be able to add each and every. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.